Welcome back to helsing. As you can see, the title of the name itself is, of course, helsing. Now, last time, on my last recording, I ended the video without saying about we had to leave it here for another day. It was because I had some specific thing to do, like everybody does in their life. Like, for example, say you had to go downstairs to go into a car to be driven down to Tesco's. Like that, for example. But I had to do something to get it done, so I'm sorry that I left the recording without saying I had to leave it here for today, but today will not be one of those days. So, on my last recording, we picked up 3 life increases in mission 7, as well as pick up 3 different things, which was involving 1 egg and 1 new weapon, as well as 1 other thing that was a cheat that we picked up, which was called Metal Friend, was the one we picked up, as was unlock a challenge, which was challenge 2, was called Defend the Ring. But also, when I unlocked the challenge 2, what I did do was go to a challenge number 1, which is where we are today to start in the recording. So, as I haven't shown you what the challenge 2 is, I will start to do it in a few seconds or so, because there are 5 of these challenges for you to do. As well as, when you're doing 1, you'll grab a cheat if you complete it, of course. As well as I said before, that if you have unlocked 2 already and you still got 3 of them that will be locked like a colour like this at the other end that hasn't been unlocked yet, and you grab the cheats from the 2 that you've done and you go straight out towards this purple thing, and when you come back in here to unlock another one, then you say I'll leave that and go straight back through that purple thing and unlock another one, and then finally unlock the last one, and you come back in with the other 3 that you haven't done, and you say that you have completed 2 others to make 4, which would probably be this one that you wouldn't be able to complete because it's a bit more flicking trickier, and you have a couple of goes at it and you say can't freaking do it, which is what usually everybody can't do, and just say nope, forget it, I'm not doing it. But I've always said that you might want to give yourself a couple of days of break and then come back to it and then see if you can do them, that you can do it. And if you do it and you've grabbed the cheat, also the other thing is that you can grab something else as well, which is a rifle gun. And you wonder, how do you do that? Well, you have to go back to the other fort and do those ones again to grab hold of it without going through that purple thing when you know you've already got the cheats from them. But that's what the game says. You're going to have to stay in this area without going through that purple thing with your anger building up, and you say, nope, forget that. I'm not ever going to bother. But that's what the game says. As well as I have done a couple of recordings back to show you what the rifle is and what kind of thing it looks like, as well as what it does. So I showed you that. As well as what I said about the cheats, you can grab from any of these 5. Well, I'm going to show you those. And where you'll find those is when you press stop and go to inventory. And then you'll find items, weapons, moves, and cheats. And the cheats are on the end of the other 3, which is the final one of the 3 that you'll start with, which will be moves, and then the cheats will be just on the right side of that. So if you're on items, you can easily just push the L3 towards the left or use the left D-pad button once to get to those. But if you want to do it the awkward way, just push L3 towards the right 3 times, or just push the right D-pad button 3 times to get to the cheats. So the 5 cheats you can grab hold of from each one of the challenges that you can get hold of, if you complete them of course, will be this one right here, which will be DWERGER skin. The next one will be WRAITH skin. The other one will be ARCHANGEL skin. Another one, which will be GARCOYLE skin, if it's got that letter in it, but I'm pretty sure it might have a G in there, but can't quite see from here. But if it's a G, and I'm sorry, but if you know exactly what the word is and how you're actually supposed to spell it, then that's okay with me, I suppose. As well as the last one will be Phil skin with FELL skin. That'll be the last one. But as I've already picked up one, which is this one, and it's from challenge number 4, which is the maze that I have done and showed you how to do it. So I'm not going to show you how to do that again at the moment. So you're wondering what is the challenge 2 of Defend the Ring is, and what does it look like? Well, it's in it, because don't forget on my last recording I showed you a red colour and it disappeared, as well as when the camera moved towards the one that will be unlocked. So first, you probably might need the crossbow to start off with. But before we go into challenge 2, now, if you look towards the weapons, there is a light blue bar waiting, and there are 5 black squares over there. Now, with the light blue bar, it is called ammo, that can do a lot of damage with the weapons, especially with the pistols, the shotgun, and the crossbow. As well as you've also got the electricity weapon as well, but I'm not going to give you any more information about that right now. As well as you've got the ammo for the saws, as well as with the red bar up the top in this in the start of the game, you'll have the same size red bar to be the same size as the light blue bar when you first time ever play the game. So the red bar will be the same size when you're playing it. And you're wondering, how many black squares are there? Well, there are 15 black squares in total. As well as you wondered, how do we get that up just like the size that you have already got? Well, what you have to do is find some life increases in certain missions, as well as there will be 5 other life increases from Armory, which means you have to buy 5 of them. And that's also where you're going to find the ammo increases from, in the Armory. So there's that for you. And also, what I'm going to do is show you the weapons that you'll grab hold of in Mission 7, which are some metal whacking things. I'm pretty sure you should be able to see them perfectly. But if you can't, I'll make Van Helsing go to another area to show you what it looks like soon. Okay, so you wondered, what is Challenge 2 then? Right, well, you want to press the triangle button to get in, and it will look like this. Now, Challenge 2 is basically for you to defend the ring with something that can go wrong, which is involving another enemy that can basically knock you off. And basically, they're just going to try and knock you off, and you're just basically got to stay on it without the enemy to flicking knock you off. And you wonder, which one is that? Well, the enemy is owls. There's loads of owls that can knock you off. So basically, you've got to stop them knocking you off. So that is why it's saying Challenge 2, defend the ring. Now, if you look closely, from right behind Van Helsing, there is a hole there. As well as, if you look underneath the word that says Challenge 2, there's a gap there. Also, there's another gap right where it says, and don't fall off. So there's 2 there as well. And also there's another 2 of those gaps right behind where Van Helsing is as well. So there's a middle one, which is a circle, and the same size as what you can see where Challenge 2 words sitting around, and the other words where it says don't fall off. So those 2 gaps like that, either side. There's also another 2 right behind where Van Helsing is as well, like I said before. So basically what you've got to do is just stay in the ring as long as you can to make sure the time says. So what you got to do is just make sure the time just says 0, 0, 0, 0. So you wonder, how long do you have to fucking stay on there for? Well, you've got 30 seconds to do that. Now you wonder, how the fuck do we do that with 30 seconds with a load of fucking hours that can just knock you off? Well, there are about 3 ways I know that is a couple of best ideas how you can make a success out of it to get hold of a cheat. But like I said, with the 5 cheats I've named of them, I'm not going to let you know which one it is that you're going to get unless I complete any of the other 4 challenges that's got to be done. But I do know for sure there is one that I haven't completed just yet, as well as another one that is a right fucking pain in the ass that I'm never ever going to be able to make a success out of it. Because I've had loads and loads and loads and loads of fucking tries at it, and I still can't do it. But as long as you've got someone else to do the job for you, then you got a nice helping hand. Which is part of my main friend of mine. But that's all in the past now, so I don't have to worry about that. But also, what I'm going to do is show you all sorts of things that could give you an idea of how you can make a success out of it. But this is challenge 2, so you got to defend the ring. Right, so one way you can do it, which is always the best one, hold R1, which is the accuracy with all the weapons you've got in total, to give yourself a chance to just try and stay around the edges without falling through the circle bit, or either just to try and get the aiming on the owls. As well as when you're up against one and there's another 2 or 3 coming your way, what you want to do is let go of R1, hold it in again, and let go of the R1, hold it in again, especially if one's getting closer towards you, and just use the crossbow, which is the main weapon you want to use. But you could always use the shotgun if you want. That's another option you can use. But if I was you, don't use the electricity weapon, because otherwise you've got more chance of just jog yourself backwards when you're using that weapon. As well as if you're pushing the square and pushing the X together, you might have a little bit of a tricky way of making a success of staying on the ring without sliding in the hole or sliding off the edges. So there's a couple of tips and tricks what you can do. But yes, you got those 2 weapons, or you got something else. But for now, what I'm going to do is just use the crossbow, and of course possibly go around the edges, which is another option you can do. And what I mean by that is possibly go round anti-clockwise or clockwise and just keep going round and around whichever direction you want to go. Or either, if the owls are coming the opposite way round when you're already going one way, and you see it coming the opposite way round, go round the other way, back round the other way, instead of keep going round anti-clockwise or clockwise you're going. Which is another option you can do. But like I said, you just want to keep your eyes peeled on which way they're fucking going. As well as you just got to hope and pray they just don't flicking knock you off. So, I've got my hope and praise that I can make a success out of this and show you what cheat you can get and what it does. So, here we go. Right, so like I said, keep the square button in and the R1, as well as the square button is your weapon 1, with the crossbow, the electricity weapon, the shotgun and the pistols. If you haven't got the control layout like I have already had from loads of recordings I've done lately. So here we go. Hope and pray that I can make a success out of this, but we'll just have to see. There we go then. So like I said, L3. Oh, shit. Can you see the time? 20 seconds, not too bad. Can't go that way. And down I go. So yeah, that's what you got to do. I was close. There was 20 seconds on there. There was 20 seconds on there. My heart was beating there. Right, so when you have a first luck attempt doing like that, it will start to get worse. But as long as you got the controls right and everything else, you'll be fine. Oh, 20 seconds. I was watching it. But also you got to watch where the hours are going as well. That's the tricky bit. So, I pulled it off once. Slid in. Wasn't too sure if I had the thumb pushed on the X to slide down there, but that's the other thing you don't want to do. Also, the other thing is, one's coming my way. Or the other way is to use the ammo. That's the other way you can do it. That's the other way I know, but that shithead has pushed me in. But also, if your health is going down a bit, and you've got yourself stuck in a nice spot for you to not be nudged over a bit, when you see your health going down, make sure you've got the L3 towards the right direction. You've got yourself to stay still, and you should be able to keep going. That's the other way you can do it. I was expecting myself to be stuck in another spot, like the circle bit. That's usually the other way I found out to get stuck on. Also, like I said, with the health, you want to keep an eye on that. Also, I just got knocked off or something, but it says fuck you, and I say, if you say fuck you, I'll have another go. Oh shit, got stuck. And challenge failed again. So yeah, this one can be a bit of a pig to deal with, but it is doable. Also, this hour's right behind me. So like I say, let go of the R1, push it in again, move around a different angle. Should have gone round anti-clockwise where I was before. That would have done it. Possibly, but wasn't paying attention on the time though. So yeah, you got 30 seconds, which is okay, but you just want it to go flicking faster, don't you? Because otherwise you ain't got a fucking hell rope. So yeah. Go on. Oh, I got myself stuck. I would have had that, but it says get lost, possibly. But we would have said the same thing. I would have said, to be honest. Also, sometimes you can pull yourself off. What I mean by that is get away with it. Like when you notice you're getting close to falling off the edge, and you use the L3 to get back on it before the hours knock you off. Which is usually what you want them to do, but all they want to do is to knock you off, as well as possibly knock your health off, knock your health all the way down. So yeah, there's that all sorted for you. But what I'm going to do is have a couple more goes until my health goes down. And speaking of which, when your health goes all the way down and you die, your health bar will go all the way back up to the size you did have, and you'll be all good. But I haven't got much health left, and slid off again, and definitely have died. So yeah, there's those for you. Okay, so there's that. As well as we're going to go straight back into challenge 1, which is right here, that I had troubles with, as well as when I was doing it for a couple of times, and I did die, and then I had to leave the recording on my last recording I did, and just had to get something done, which is usually what everybody needs to do once in a while. Like, for example, go downstairs and go and get a drink, possibly. But yeah, so like I said, I just forgot to say I'll leave the recording in and see you next time, but didn't say. But as I just said that, don't worry, we are going to do some more in a few seconds. Okay, so this is challenge 1, which is Nightfall. Now, what this is a challenge for you to get some statues smashed. And what I mean by that is every single one. You want to get them all smashed in enough time before the time hits 000. And you wonder, how do you do that? Well, you gotta get an enemy to do the work for you, because all your weapons you've got will not do any of that. So you wonder, what enemy is that? Well, they are stone flying vampires, and what you got to do is just get them to fly the right directions and just get them to smash all the statues, every single fucking one of them, before the time runs out. Which is what it's saying at the bottom, before the time runs out. So you wonder, how long have you got? Well, you got 3 minutes to do that in. And of course, there is a couple of ways you can do this, which I will give you in a few seconds or so, because I've always had a couple of goes and I just kept making us absolutely complete fail. As well as another way you can fail is if you die, or either the time just beats you before you get all the statues smashed. Because sometimes what the stone vampires do, they just don't go the right direction you want them to go. So that is the annoying bit. It's because they just want to fly wherever they freaking well like. And you say, oi, over here, I'm over here. Hello, are you there? No? Fine. Don't listen to me then. But yeah, so that's the problem with this Nightfall challenge. But it is doable, as well as I'm going to have a couple of goes and see if I can make a success out of it sometime, maybe in the future, maybe if I'm lucky. But we'll have to see how it goes for the first time today. Anyway, okay, so you've got 3 minutes when you press the X button. And so you have 1 or 2 coming your way. Also, you have some statues over here. Also, with the statues that you will find when you get these stupid things to fly your direction. You can get these things to give you green or red. Also, one didn't fly my flicking way at all, so it seems like he doesn't give a shit. Also, the wings of their own things they have, they will just allow themselves to fly. Also, sometimes you might want to try and go in another corner of somewhere, like I am at the minute, hopping around all over the place. So that's what you've got to do, is to try and do that a couple of times. I haven't smashed that yet, because what you want to do is just stay alive. Hello? See what I'm trying to get this statue over there, but they're not paying attention. So, as they're flying around all over the place, and you just got to hope and pray they just go the right direction. As well as there'll be other ones of these statues around the place, As well as, like I said, with these green things on the floor, you want some of these to be red for that to top your health bar back up a bit. As well as possibly try and get them to go your direction. Because they're just going to say, nope, we'll allow the time to run out and then screw you, basically. As well as I'm going to hope and pray that I will have enough time to stay alive and show you where all the statues are. For them to allow you to know that where they are and just show you that they can eventually do the right fucking thing. But they say, nope, tough shit. There's one statue here, I might just pull it off. But 31 seconds is not going to be enough. Looking at that. Come on. Stop being so stupid. There's one. So what you want to try and do is hop out of the way before they start to hop and fly all over the place and hit you with those spitting things that they've got. As well as the time has run out, so that's a fail. As well as my health's just about to go. So, maybe have one go to get my health to go back up. And then have another go at it. Which is my plan. Also, what you can do, which I might explain when I'm dead. Just like that. But you're not supposed to, because otherwise you're not going to get the challenge complete, which is a nuisance. But it's fine with me. Did we not fly straight into that yet? There's one. And another one. So like I say, you've got to try and get them to freaking go your direction. Also, what you might want to do is stand still a bit and then try and get them to go your direction. So it doesn't matter whatever weapon you use, you can't smash these statues. Come over towards this statue over here. No, don't fly straight at me. Plebs. So yeah, you'll find two pinned over there and there. Oh, there's one smashed. And still, you'll find a couple around it. Go on. Smashy, smashy. Give me red. Yep. There's another one or two behind it. Somewhere. They up. So yeah, these will give you some green or red. Now you wonder what's the green ones for? Well, what the green ones are for is what you can get hold of if you collect some. And what I mean by that is that you can buy things with it. Also, one at 9, so it's not too bad. One down here. Come on, over it. Thank you. Yeah, there's another one. Stay alive, you. That's that one smashed. Right, okay, so once you've done those, what you can do. Oh, there's another statue down here. Shit. Come on. Smash it. Don't be stupid. Thank you. So now what you can do, you can choose to go over it. Oh dear. Health's going down. Also got 35 seconds or so. So, once your health's gone down a bit, what you can do is press the start and go into items with life, REPLENICH up, for you to allow you to have your health to go back up. That's what that'll do. Also, with the items, you'll find ammo, REPLENICH up, as well as what this will do is top your ammo, light blue bar back up, as well as there's 3 of those 2 kind of things, as well as you have 3 speed boosts. Now, each one of those 3 things, you can only carry 3 of any of them. Also, when you press the X to use whichever one, you want to make sure you just push the X button just once, because if you push it again by accident, you'll waste another. Okay, so you press X once to allow one of those to disappear, and have my health to go back up, and hope and pray that the time will stay up before I can get these statues smashed. Because if not, then we've had another fuck up. As in, start again. There's 1 there. 2 there. Thank you. Right, also, once you've done all them, what you want to do is go up here. 18 seconds. Shit. Come on, you fucking dipsticks. Also, what you can do is start up here first if you want. 2 seconds. Rubbish. Rubbish. So like I was going to say, you can start up there if you want. And go round that way if you want. But still, you just got to hope and pray they just go the right direction. Basically. So yeah, that's the way you can do it. Come on, down here. Down here. Down here. Okay. Also, like I said, you want to do some hops and jumps around so you can avoid them. Come on. Don't ignore me. There's a red one there. Take that. Also, hope and pray one of these will fly over it. Smash the other one. Don't ignore it. Over here. Don't knock my flicking health down. You pain in the arses. So like I say, you can always go up them steps, whichever direction. But I'm not going to do that right now. So I'm going to try and get them to fly over it. And then hope and pray that I can alert another 2 when I go up them steps. As well as hope and pray I can stay alive. Thank you. Smash that one. Thank you. Looks like they're dead. Or they're smashed. There's another 2 there. How did I smash that? Oh, you have now. So like I said. Oh, there's a good smash there. Oh, someone else going to go down again. So I might as well use one of them. But with those things, you want to be careful when you use those. Because once they're gone, they'll be gone. 1 minute. 59 seconds. There's those 2 smashed. Get out of the way, you freaking numbnutses. There's a red one there. Right, there's those. 46 seconds. They're gone. No, there's another 2. Shit. Over here. Over here. Okay. Are those 2 got? Yeah, they are now. 25 seconds. Right, now when you get up it, what you want to do is make sure you don't slide off or jump off. Because if you do, you're going to have to get back up again. 14 seconds. Come on. Oh. This is a right fucking pain in the arse. Because like I say, they just don't want to fucking go your direction. And fuck it. Not doing it. Yeah, it's just not going to go my way at all. The time is too short. Because you don't want to keep seeing me fuck up all the time like that, do you? Okay. So, this is where I came from. As well as you will see me up against these werewolves. And they're not just werewolves. They're stone werewolves, these. Now, also, if you have got a couple of them, what you want to do is let go of R1 and hold it in again to keep switching to different ones, especially if they've got more health or less than you. And just keep switching it. Sod off. Thank you. And so like I said, with the symbol that will be red or green, the red one will always top your health bar back up a bit, as well as the green ones are basically where you can buy things, and that's what they're for. As well as, don't forget, I did show you this thing right here that was flashing that I haven't done yet, or haven't done on my last recording, which we'll do in a moment. As well as when you come in this area, don't press the triangle to get in the door just yet, because you had to put an egg into this thing, as well as try and stand over it for a symbol to pop up. There'll be where your shotgun is and your other weapon, whichever kind of ones you're using, and R1 and triangle. So pull yourself up on top of it and walk all the way across, and don't worry about jumping off, or if you think you're going to slide off, you'll be fine, so don't worry about that. As well as, let's go and get the other weapon out for a minute. And also don't forget this little hidey hole that I showed you, a symbol that you can smash with the electric weapon that I've got, and you'll find a life increaser in there that you can grab hold of, as well as unlock challenge 2 with defend the ring that you find over it when you've found the egg, which I did show you where the egg is, as well as where I showed you where 2 other life increases were. So I'm not going to go back and forwards finding those for you, but you should be able to find it in my last recording. As well as when you press triangle, when you're standing it, you'll find this stone symbol, but it's more like a lion symbol. And then when you press X, as you can see, it's underneath where all the words are. Press that, another word lot will come up, and press X again, and then that will disappear, and you'll find another cheat in mission 7. So you wonder what's that? Well, you want to pick it up and press triangle, as well as I said before, for a long while. When I find one, I will show you which one it is and tell you what it does, or show you what it does. And also, when you're standing it, you can use R1 and triangle and pick up a life, R-E-P-L-E-N-I-Z-E-R, which will allow you to press triangle and it will go into items. Like I said, when you press the start button, it will go into INVENTORY, and then press X, and then you'll have life, R-E-P-L-E-N-I-Z-E-R, or ammo, R-E-P-E-L-E-N-I-Z-E-R, or speed boost, whichever one you find. As well as, like I said, when I find a cheat, I will show you which one it is and show you what it does. So we're going to push L3 towards the left just once and then go to the cheats. And by the way, there are 24 of the cheats in there in total, and one cheat you can grab all of unless you complete the game in hard difficulty, which is what I'm going to do sometime. As well as there's one other cheat you can grab all of unless you look after something that Van Assen likes a lot, which is his hat. Because if you lose the hat, which is what I've done on mission 5, and basically if you lose it in any mission, you won't be getting the cheat. But I'm not going to tell you which one it is because I haven't got it and I made a fail out of it, so we're going to have to leave that. So next, the cheat you're asking which one you're going to get. If you do that, you'll find yourself to have this one right here, which is Small Friend. And you're wondering, what on earth does that do? Well, if you got a small word and you sussed out what that means, well, you know exactly what that will do. But also, with friend right beside it, it is to do with your enemies. But as I got specific thing coming up, I'm not going to show you what that does right now because that is cheating. So I'll show you what that does very soon. As well as on my last recording, the last one I picked up before I picked up that one was Metal Friend, which is to do with your enemies as well. So we picked that last time. And so this time we've got Small Friend. So like I said, we're going to have to leave that one for a moment because the thing that is why I'm leaving it is because when you finish picking up all those bits and pieces and you press the triangle to get in the door, something will happen. Something will happen. Which is Van Assen looking around, looking up. Dun dun dun. A werewolf. And that is Velgen the werewolf. That'll howl around the place. As you can see, at the bottom of the screen, it will say the name. As well as you want to press the X to jump around and avoid. Also when he's howling, you've got some time to just dodge around the place, and what he'll do eventually is just get in your fucking way, and he'll run around all over the place in a circle. Also what you'll do is going to go the opposite way round for all the barrels and boxes to be smashed, for you to find some green or some red God symbol. Also, I'm going to fucking dynamite, but I'm okay with that. Also, jumped the wrong fucking direction and I'm dead, but I'm happy with that because your health will go back up if it happens to you. So that's one reason why I'm showing you that. As well as I should have 2 life REPLEN Ice Age up. So if you worry about that you had to go back and forwards places to pick up the pieces you already picked up, don't worry about that, because the game will save itself automatically when you're going in and out certain places before. So there's that for you to know. And so let's try again. So yeah, when you come in this room, Velgen and Werewolf will stay up there until he decides to jump down. As well as make a lot of racket. like his nice howling all over the place. Also, what you want to do is just jump around the place and hop around so you can avoid him. Because what you'll do is swing his arms around and stomp on the ground and swing his arms around and just get in the fucking way. Also, like I said, with one specific thing, is if Van Helsing's favourite thing falls off, which is his hat, and you finish a mission without it, you won't be getting a specific thing. Which is what I have done on mission 5. So there's no way of me getting it. So keep that in mind. As well as, don't forget, when you're in this position, you can use the ammo with the crossbow, the shotgun, or the pistols, whichever weapon you want to use. And just kick the shit out of him. Nope. Going around the opposite way round, are we? Also, like I said with the weapons, you want to just keep the square button pushed in and R1 pushed in. And also he's going to howl himself to death. Also, like I said, if you've got this kind of position, pick the hat up and then Van Helsing will get his guns out. Van Helsing will slap his back against the floor. He'll get his crossbow and then shoots him in the chest, and he vanishes right behind Van Helsing. He turns around. He shoves him through the window. Glass smashes. Those two are going down. Van Helsing gets his lovely shotgun out this time and shoots him in the head. He goes all the way down. And Van Helsing uses his grapple hook to pull himself all the way up. How cool is that? Pull himself all the way up from a great big fall from wherever Velgen and Werewolf went. And then Van Helsing will be up here. So there you go. So, now then, when you move ahead over towards it, which is where you want to go, you'll find Drac is one of his bitches taking Anna over there somewhere. So that's where we're heading soon. Also, like I said, I will show you what the cheat will do when you have found it. Because, like I said, with the cheat that I haven't selected, it will do something to the enemies. But some enemies, it won't work on them. So that's why I've left that off for a while. So, small friend, this is what it will do when you find it. After this little bit turns up, as well as here it is. Right, also you might want to get the shotgun out if you want, or the crossbow, whichever weapon. And look at these. These are the stone werewolves. That's what these are. And basically, what the werewolves will do is turn to very, very small size. How about that? Also, my hat's fallen off again, so I'm happy with that. Also, what you're going to do is jump out of the way. Also, if your hat falls off, you don't want to die, possibly. That's why you won't be getting something, because that's what I did before. And that's how I fucked up. So yeah, make sure that don't happen to you. Also, I think the sound's a bit too high for you to hear me, so possibly take it down to 29 or 30. I think 30 will do. So yep, so sorry if it's a bit too loud for you to hear me. You to know some couple of tips and tricks. Oh. Parsons down again. So yeah. So make sure you got the hat. Especially if you've managed to get it to fall off and you die. You won't be getting that special thing. But it has happened a couple of times to me. But it's okay. So what I'm going to do is show you the cheat of a small friend. It will turn your enemies small, just like the werewolves. And also it will do it to the owls, skeletons, the stone flying vampires, but not Velgen the werewolf, not Igor, not Dracula, not Dracula's bitches, as they're his own private friends in the film, as well as in the game. And including Igor, not Igor, who am I on about? Frankenstein, there you go, that's the word. But the rest of the enemies, like the skeletons, the owls, the werewolves, stone werewolves, shall we say, the bats as well, that you might remember in Mission 7 when I started it. It'll do it to those as well. And it gives you a better chance of staying alive more than anything else. But still, it is a cheat. And I'm cheating. So, yeah. Right, also got some barrels and boxes by here. As well as a box over here. And so yeah, there's the cheat. Small friend does things to some enemies, but like I said, with Frankenstein, Igor, Velgen the werewolf, Dracula's bitches, as well as Dracula himself, that will not ever get small at all. So yeah, there is the cheat that you can get hold of from where I have picked up the cheat from the stone owl or line skull thing that was there earlier. Because once you get to this point where Van Helsing got up from, you can't go back there, so make sure you pick those up. Every single one. The life increases, the egg, unlock the challenge number 2, and of course the swords, these whacking things. So yeah, make sure you pick these up and grab hold of a cheat that would have been called Metal Friend as well. Make sure you grab that and you'll have almost everything. That's all I'm saying at the moment. So yep, so you got the bats that can turn small when you're using the small friend cheat. Also, for these smoking bats, you can use a shotgun. That'll help you to make them go backwards without them getting close towards you. Like that one just freaking whacked me. Oh, shit. And another one. And also with these smoking bats, you don't want to walk towards them, because otherwise they'll hit you. As well as when they hit you, they will knock your health down. Also, one's going to freaking spit me at some point. So, say, oh no you don't. Oh no you don't. Also, so once you know you got red or green colours, what you want to do is wait for the smoky bats to disappear, and then you can pick them up. But speaking of which, when you find some sit on the floor, they'll have a certain time before they will start to flash, and then when they flash, they got another few seconds before they disappear. So make sure you keep an eye on where they are and grab them. Okay, right, so you got a lot of boxes in this corner that I have smashed up, as well as over here. You're wondering what is behind here and how do you destroy it? How do you destroy it? Well, you can destroy it. So you wonder what's behind it, as well as how can you? Well, what you can do is get the shotgun out or get the electricity weapon. But with the shotgun, with these things, what you're going to need to use is the ammo, which is the light blue bar. And you wonder, how do you use that? Well, push L1 once, and then press the square button once, and then push L1 again to stop the ammo from running out. Because if you push it once, and you're just doing this all the time, it'll still keep running out. But if you push the L1 by accident for it to run out, or just run slowly, and you don't really realise it's going down at the top right corner, and you think, oh shit, that's halfway down. I didn't even use that, surely. So yeah, you want to just keep an eye on it. So if I were you, don't worry about the ammo. Just get the electricity weapon, press the square, and it will smash it. And what's behind it is a life, REPLENISHUB. That's what's behind it. So if you've got two or just one of those, you can pick one up, as well as you can use the circle button to get the whacking sticks to smash some barrels and some boxes. That's what will be there, as well as a life, REPLENISHUB. And if you've got one or two, you can go and pick it up. But if you've got three of those, then you can't carry any more. I have used two in challenge 1, but I couldn't make a success at it, so I'm going to have to say screw that, as well as allow myself to pick up two more to have three of those in total back again, instead of just having the one. So yeah, there's that. Right, so before you go up them steps, don't go up there just yet, because what you can do is find a ammo, REPLENISHUB, that will be automatically be picked up. Because if you know you've already got three of those, for your light blue bar to go back up, what it will do is just basically go away, but it won't be added into your item settings, even if you think you can get an extra one. But no. Once you've got three, and you go and collect one from there, or wherever, it just won't be added into it. So what you want to do is press X for now and jump down, and then what you'll find is a life increaser, which is what I said before, that if you find one of the black squares will be not filled up, because you're going to need to find another one. As well as, with those black squares, some will still stay black until you buy the rest of the life increases in Armory. But I haven't done that yet. But if you've done the same thing as me, just keep finding all the life increases wherever you can find them, and have some of the black squares filled up in red. How about that? So, triangle is required, and watch the red bar with the black squares. Watch what happens. So yeah, when you find your second one of those black squares will be shoved over across a bit for one of those to be filled up in red. How about that? Okay, so what you want to do to get out of it, stand quite close to the edge over it, press the R1 and triangle, and wait for Van Helsing to just swing himself across, back up here. Alright. Now what you want to do is go straight back up these steps. And possibly you might want to get the shotgun out again, which I didn't do because one of the werewolves has slung me back out from where I just came from, which was stupid, but oh well. Oh well. Also, what you can do is use these whacking sticks if you want. Don't know why I'm doing it, but why not? Also, when you're doing these, you might want to press the X as well to jump over a bit to try and whack two at the same time. So there's that option. So you can stop the other one from jumping towards you. And so yeah, you got that if you want. Also the hat's fallen off again. But as long as you know where it is, you can pick it up. And of course, once you've done that, what you want to do is go over it where you find an elevator that will take you up somewhere. Somewhere. So you're wondering, where have we gone now? Well, you're about to find out, because we'll be up here as well as over here. You'll find a life increaser up here, so grab that. So like I said, if you find one, which is going to be my first one, well, those black squares will not be turning red at all. So you're going to need to find another one. So keep that in mind. Right, so next, I've told you might want to get the crossbow out or the pistols and use the ammo on the pistols. That might be an idea for you to use.
Looking for someone?
Yeah.
Let her go. Tell me where the Frankenstein
Dracula.
monster hides, and we have a deal. Tell me, or say goodbye to your little princess. I gave my word I'd protect him.
Dun dun dun.
Yes. We all know how famous you are for protecting your friends.
Well, Dracula, one of your friends is not there anymore. Hey. Because don't forget on mission 2, let's kill one of Dracula's friends, which is one of the bitches. How about that, Dracula, right? So yeah, don't forget I killed one of those. Also, over it, it'll start to spit some things at you. So what you want to do is do a couple of jumps and dodges around the place by pressing X. Also, when he does this thing, what you want to do is jump and just jump up again. X every time when you get closer towards you, and you'll be able to be unscathed if you've done it enough times. Also, when he does that, also as I've got a little bit of health left. Nope, just about got it in time because he's going to apparate, just like the Harry Potter films, don't forget. As well as, like I said, with items, and you've got some life, R-E-P-L-E-N-I-S-H up, and you've got your health down a bit, you can use one of these to top your health bar back up. So we're going to use one of those. Also, When you need that to allow your health to go back up, make sure you just push the X button once, because if you push it again, you'll waste one. So keep that in mind. Also, you can use a speed boost if you want. That'll help you up a bit. As well as you can use the ammo. And there he is, he's over there. So once again with the ammo, just push L1 once for it to go. Also, when it goes, it will take some time for it to go back up. If you look closer towards where the weapons are on the right hand side, it has gone down a bit, but it's still creeping up a bit. Also, what you want to do is just push the X button to avoid him a bit, and then you'll be all good. Also, so far so good for me. Also, he is dealt with again. And there's Frankenstein. Even Dracula doesn't even know it, does he? Oh dear, Dracula, you didn't see that coming, and neither did we. Unless you have seen the film before and you've played the game yourself, and then slowly but surely, Dracula get pissed off and make some sort of fire or something and smash that straight back at Valis and slam him against the wall. And where that is through the purple thing. That's what's happened. So we've gone through the purple thing. And what that purple thing is, it's like apparition from one place to another. So that's what that's done. It's took us somewhere, but have you got any idea where? If not, then that's alright, because you'll find out sooner or later. As well as, if you play the game, you know exactly where it leads. But if you haven't played it, and you see me play it, and you think, oh yeah, I like watching you play this game, and maybe I'll have a crack at it. Now, where are you going to find that? Well, you can easily find it on eBay, Amazon, possibly, or Etsy, or even in video game shops, if you're lucky. But I don't see many of those in game shops anymore. But I could be wrong, as long as if people don't play it anymore, or either if the disc's not scratched the fuck, basically. Okay, so you've got mission 7 finished with 47 minutes and 42 seconds. That's not too bad for me, I suppose. Best kills, there are 24 of them. Shots fired. Now, basically what that is confirming to is your pistols, your shotgun, and of course your crossbow and the electricity weapon that you will have. Now, we've got 1,175. So you wonder, why is it reached up to 1,000? Well, the reason why is when you're using the ammo, the light blue bar on the pistols or the shotgun or the crossbow, those kind of weapons you're using it on, and the numbers will jump a bit of a high number than usual. So that's how that works. As well as next of all, which is MELEE, hits, which is to do with the saws or the whacking sticks. When you find those whacking sticks, which I have found in my last recording, if you remember where they were. As well as, next of all, damage taken from the enemies that attacks you with, whatever kind of thing they're going to do to you. As well as we have got 1,197. Quite a lot than I thought, but there we are. Power, GLYPHS. Now, what that's confirming to is the green god symbol that you pick up. Now, we've got 12,360. Ooh, there's quite a lot there. as well as finish with hat on. Yes, but with that, on every single mission, like I said, you have to make sure the word will say yes on every single one to grab something. But if you don't, you're going to miss it. So I've already done that, but when I do the game again on hard difficulty, I'll try my hardest to flicking look after it. But we'll see. As well as, last of all, is enemies killed of how many you kill. And I've only done 77 of those. And so that's how many I've done. As well as you've got armory and continue. Now, if you want to continue on the next mission, you can make sure the word is in continue and press the X button. But I'm not going to do that because I'm going to go into armory. And so you're wondering, what is armory then? Well, armory is where you could buy some things with the green God symbol, where it would have said power GLYPHS. Even I got 12,360. How about that? So yeah, this is where we're going to go through next. So with the green God symbol that you'll see up above with all different things that's got certain numbers on them, which is the first one. There is life increaser. Now you're wondering, what's that for? Well, you'll find out sooner or later, but also it's got 1,000 on it. Next is life REPLEN ISHL, which is worth 500. As well as I have used 2 of those, which is basically allows your health bar to go back up. Also, as it says 500, and you see me pick up a couple of those, you can pick those up for free without paying 500 at all. How about that? Next of all, you've got ammo increaser. There's 1,000, just like the life increaser. And the ammo increaser will do roughly the same as what the life increaser does. So we're going to go back to the life increaser. So with the life increaser, it is basically going to allow one of those black squares to be filled up in red. As well as the price will go up, as well as the ammo increaser, that will be going up. So with the ammo increaser and the life increaser, the prices will be the same price whenever you buy one. So with the life increaser and the ammo increaser, whichever one of those two, there'll be 5 each, 5 of them. So whenever you buy 5 of whichever one of those 2 that you want, they will be sold out. As well as, like I said, when you buy one, the price will go up. As well as both of those will do the same price. As well as it will get steeper and steeper and steeper. So you're wondering, what is the prices then? Well, the prices for the first one is 1,000, as you can see. Also, you can buy another 4 if you want to buy 5 of them. So the second price will be 1,500. Another one will be 2,000. Another one will be 2,500. And the last one will be 3,000. So you're basically paying for another 500 on top of the next one, and the next one, and the next one, until it will say sold out. So there's that for you. So each one of these 2, 500 will creep up on each one. As well as when you're buying one of the black squares will be filled up in red, instead of finding 2 life increases in a single mission that you do. So when you're finding one in a mission, one of the black squares will be not filled up in red unless you find another one. So whenever you're buying one in Armory, you're just having one of those black squares filled up in red straight away. So that's what they do. They allow one of those black squares to be filled up in red straight away, instead of just keep finding one after another before one of those black squares will be filled up when you're doing a mission. Okay, so there's those. Next of all, with the 3 that I have dealt with, the reason why they are white than this one right here is because I can buy them. Especially a Life REPLENISH is because I've already got just 2 of them. So that is why this one is darker, is because I've got 3 of these, which are ammo REPLENISH for the light blue bar to go back up to the size that I did have. As well as it is 500 if you haven't got one already. As well as, once again, if you've got 3 of these, then you'll find the word that will be darker than the other 3 that you can see right now. And so that is 500 if you still want one, or if you haven't got one already. So there's that for you. Next of all, you've got speed boost that is up to 800, as well as if you got 3 of these, then the word will be darker than the 3 that you can see at the top right now. As well as wondering why the fuck is it up to 800? Well, the reason why is because you can have 20 seconds to run fast, as well as allow the weapons to go ballistically fast as they can ever go. As well as you've got 20 seconds to do any of that. That is white, that is up to 800. So there's that for you. Next of all, you've got Dodge Fud that has been sold out. I have done a few recordings back. You want it, how much is that for? Well, it's 1,500 if you want it. As well as when you pay for it, it'll allow the pistols, the shotgun, and of course the crossbow to do 2 bangs at once. And you wonder, how do you do that? Well, what you want to do is hold the R1, which is actually all the time that you're ever going to need. And once you've done that, hold the square down and then press the X just once and push the L3 towards the left or right for you to roll towards the left or right, whichever direction. And then whichever weapon you're using will go bang bang. As well as you can do a back roll with the same 2 buttons with the R1. Hold the square and push the X once, and then push the L3 down for yourself to do a back roll for each one of those 3 weapons to go bang bang. But also when you're using the pistols, each one of those 2 pistols that Van Helsing has in his left hand or his right hand, you can get each one of those 2 guns to go bang bang, whichever one's loaded more bullets than there is while he's using one on his left hand or his right hand to get one of those 2 weapons, those 2 pistols that he has in total, for it to go bang bang. So there's that for you. Next of all, you've got grapple strike that is 500, as well as with this thing, which is the grapple thing where you can pull yourself up on top of a certain building or pull yourself towards somewhere. As well as when you pay for this for 500, what you can do is make the weapon sharper for you to hurt your enemies with. How about that? So it's for 500 if you want it to be a bit more sharper, to do just that. Next of all, you've got grapple strike, which is the swords, as well as it is 1,500 if you want it. As well as it's going to ask you to hold R1, accuracy, press forward, which is the L3 up, which is what it's asking. And of course, perform a MELEE attack, which is allow the swords to attack, to strike, and sometimes pop enemies that have fallen on the ground. That's what that can do. As well as you've got 2 Joe Fire next, that is 2,000. Instead of something like the Grand Strike, that is 1,500. So yeah, it is got an extra 500 to be a bit more expensive for you to pay for this thing. That is 2 Joe Fire, as I said. As well as involving the swords again. As well as it's going to say, hold your 2 Joe attack to flying your 2 Joe BLADES at opponents. I'm pretty sure that's what OPPONENTS is spelled to be. Names for. So that's 2,000 if you want it. Next of all, you've got Air Hop, that is worth 1,000. Also is for the swords again. As well as it's going to say, after holding the Air Strike attack button to rise into the air, press a DIRECTION, with it supposed to be exactly as well, and tap X to jump on thin air, so Van Helsing can jump and up into thin air. How about that? Next of all, you've got another thing, which is the weapons that you can pick up, which is what I've got, which are called with SCIMITARS, whether it spells to be. So that's the name of the weapons. As well as swinging. So you got the weapons to swing, but it is worth 1,000. Now you're wondering, why is that dark than the other ones like the Grand Strike and 2 Joe Fire and Air Hop? Well, the reason why, it's saying after Grand Strike, hold R1, press forward, which is L3 up, and attack with the weapon, which is where you got the SCIMITARS. And so when it's saying after Grand Strike, which is confirming to you for you to do, is buying the Grand Strike first, which is this one here, that's worth 1,500. So that's why the other one down it is darker than most of them anyway, because you have to pay for Grand Strike first before you can buy this thing. As well as hold R1, press forward, L3 up, which is what I was asking, and attack with the weapons, where it's going to have its name of the weapon, SCIMITARS, to perform a spinning, and the name of the weapons, SCIMITAR, attack. So you can get the weapons to attack with a nice stunt with Van Helsing to swing those around to attack enemies with. How about that? So you have to pay for Grand Strike first before you can access this thing for you to pay for it. All right, so there's that for you. Next of all, you've got the swords again. And the name of the swords is MELEE. And also, these things can do explosion. I'm pretty sure that's what EXPLOSION is spelled to be. As well as it is 2,000 again for the swords. As well as what's confirmed to when you pay for it. A ring of ice or fire explodes. I'm pretty sure that's what EXPLODES is spelled to be. From the last hit of your ALTERNATE. And I'm pretty sure that's to do with one of the cheats that you can get hold of. I'm pretty sure that's what that's confirming to. As well as ammo with the light blue bar with L1 button if you've got the control layouts for that. And the weapon again, as it's got the name of it, MELEE. As well as some nice combo with those swords. As well as, once again, the last one that has been sold out, which are to do with finisher slots. Now, in the game, when you first play it, you'll have 3 of those, as well as you can buy 2 more. And the prices are, for the first one, will be 2,500, and the last one will be 3,500. Now you're wondering, what does these do then? Well, what they do is allows some enemies' health to go all the way down, but some enemies' health will not do that. So, the enemies, just like Dracula, and one of the bitches that you saw that took Anna up towards Dracula, that health of hers will not go all the way down, including Frankenstein, including Igor, as well as Valgan the werewolf. Their health will not go all the way down, but with the skeletons, the owls, the skulls of some kind, the stone vampires, and some bats, all those kind of enemies, health will go all the way down, but with the rest of them, their health will not go all the way down. But as long as you've got about 5, which is the maximum number that you can carry, that could just take most of their health close towards the very end of their health. So there's that for you. As well as we're going to be meeting, getting close to the very end, but we're going to reach ourselves to mission 8. So you're wondering, what is mission 8 going to be involved in? We'll find out sooner or later on my next recording. But for now, on mission 8 that's coming up next, you might want to buy Dodge Fob if you haven't paid for it yet, or you might want to pay for some more finisher slots. You can buy that if you want, if you haven't got it already. You could buy the grapple strike. That'd be an idea, which I might do actually. Yeah, that might be an idea. Yeah, we'll do that. But that is 500 if you want it. So I'm going to take that. So now once you pay for it, it'll be sold up. So don't forget, this thing will allow some enemies, all of your enemies' health down a little bit. So you can hurt that. You can hurt them with this weapon. So yeah, you can hurt them with this thing. So that's what I'm going to do. But still, if you want to get some more health, use the life increases for 1,500 or 1,000 or whatever kind of next number of their health bit of your black square to be filled up next. If you want, you can do that. Or you could go and get some more ammo, REPLENISHR, for your light blue bar to go back up if you already have just got one. Or if you haven't got none of those. Or if you've got one, you might think you need an extra one. Then go and do that. Also, so like I said, if you haven't got any life, REPLENISHR, for your health to go back up to the size that you've got, that's not got no chance of getting top back up again when you've got none of them, you can buy 1 or 2 of these for 500 if you want it. But if you want to risk it, for you to try and find another 1 or 2 that you might need to find, if you really have any luck of finding any, then go and do that if you want. So there's that. And of course, let's get this cough out my throat from it. Okay, right. So there's that all for you. So mission 8 is up next, but we are going to get something to turn up first, which is a guy that will read some information for you to know. And here it is.
The Castle Frankenstein cannot withstand Dracula's destructive power. If you find yourself in need of a quick escape, make haste to the courtyard. There you will find the most efficient form of transport.
A very interesting transport we're going to find. So you wonder what transport is that? Well, you'll find out sooner or later in the next recording. As well as the Castle Frankenstein can't withstand Dracula's destructive power, which is what he's using. As well as if you need yourself, or nope, sorry. If you find yourself in need of a quick escape. So that's what we're going to need to find need to find a quick escape. So where would you find the quick escape? We'll find out sooner or later. So there it is. Find a quick escape. And find a very interesting transport. So that's what's coming up soon. But yeah, it'll happen. Also, when you press the X button, you'll find a bit of a smash and some shaking all over the place. And first we'll look up and find a flicking hole. Yeah. So that's what we're going to find. That's making the place shake all over the place. Also, if you look very closely, you might recognise where we are. Because we're back in an area where we've been before. But I'm not going to say anything else about that. But if you already sussed out where we are, that's fantastic. But if you're not too sure, then you'll find out sooner or later. So yeah, once again, I hope you've enjoyed the journey of what I've done so far and not make a mess out of things that's not quite what I should be saying, like I have done on my last recording, without saying anything about I'll catch you on the next one, and I hope you enjoyed it instead of just staying quiet and can't cancel the recording. Yeah, that was stupid of me, but oh well. Then again, if you've got something to do, then just remember to say something, not just keep it flicking quiet. But yeah. So yeah, on my last recording, I just had something that needed to be done. Like everybody has to do it at certain times. Especially when it's on the wrong time for you to do something that you're already still doing. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, once again, I hope you've enjoyed it. And I shall do another one next time. Take care of yourselves. Bye now.